All right, brothers and sisters, as I'm going to try and do every week, now I'd like to show you some of the common pitfalls that happen when students are learning how to program HTML. And actually, if you watch the example program, you'll see me make this common pitfall. It's very easy to do, and honestly, I'm going to see this mistake through the last week of the course. It's just a very easy mistake to make, but hopefully by me telling you this example, you will see and try and avoid it. Okay, so I've got a program here that, first off, it has an HTML form to get addresses. The steps of the program are the user fills out their name, street address, their city, state, and zip code, and then if they click this button, a well-formatted address should be output right below the button. Okay, so the bug that I have here is I've got my HTML form, and if you notice, they all have IDs. So the first one is name, the second one is street, the third one is city, state, and zip, and so forth, okay? And then I've got a button that calls a function. This function is defined up here in the script tag, and all this function does is go to the HTML document, pull out values, and store them in variables, then take those variables and create a formatted address, and then output that formatted address to the HTML document. Okay, and the pitfall is this. You can see here that my HTML form has a input with an ID attribute of name. Okay, but up here in my document where I'm getting a value and storing it in the name variable, I am going to the HTML document and looking for an element called txt name. Okay, txt name does not exist in my HTML document. What I probably meant was this name attribute. So when this attribute and this attribute, ID attribute, need to match. So one of these needs to change. So I'm going to come down here. Well, first let me show you what happens when we have this set up incorrectly. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to fill in some data, click the button, and if I hit F12, this developer console shows up in Google Chrome only, and it tells me information about my program. Right now you can see in my HTML document called 1.html, you can see the name of the file right over here. On line 8, there's a problem. All right, so cannot read property of value null. So what this is basically saying is you told me to go to the HTML document, get an element by ID, I looked for txt name and I couldn't find it, so I cannot give you the value property of a null or unfound element. Okay, and that's what this error of the mismatched IDs causes. So I'm going to go through and fix these. Okay, an easy way to tell in Notepad++ and in several other IDEs is if you double-click this, txt name is highlighted down here, right? So it's pretty easy to see that now these IDs match exactly. I'm going to save my document, come over here, hit F5 to refresh my page, and then if I type in data, okay, and my program works. So just watch for when you go to the HTML document and find an element, make sure that that element exists.